Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, so what we're going to talk about tonight is that whole bipartisan Senate gun deal that passed the Senate, rammed through at light speed. It has now passed the House. It's going to Biden's desk. It's going to be signed into law. We're going to take an L on this one. However, besides the fact that all the Republicans signed on to this, and there's obviously a large amount of irritation around that aspect, I'm going to show you the DNA of this actual bill because what we were told was it's nothing but bipartisan communication. We got together, we really hammered out the details. Did you? Or did you utilize previous Republican-driven gun control measures from as far back as 2019? I'm going to show you everything right now. This is the reason that we dive into all the details every single day in, day out, twice a day on this channel, because we can pull this stuff up and show you in a timeline how this affected you. Because this stuff that we're talking about has been on the pipeline since 2019. Everything is going to be linked in the description box below for your review. If you guys think that this information we're bringing you, or all the information we bring you, is helpful, we're always trying to earn that subscription, and we'd love to have you in the fold because we are going to push our rights forward with or without these rhinos, because what I'm about to show you might anger you a little bit. All right, like I said, everything linked. Let me hear from you guys in the comments field. Let's dive in. Now, one of the big things on this Senate bipartisan deal that they're so proud of was FFL definition refinement, okay? Which seemed kind of weird and out of place if you don't know the history here, but let me show you this. A quiet bipartisan effort on gun background checks may have a path to a deal. Democrat Chris Murphy and Republican John Cornyn believe they may have landed on a new way to beef up background checks while attracting bipartisan support. I can almost hear you now. Braden, we've already covered this. We've been talking about this for a month. Yeah, let me show you the date on this. The date was May 26th, 2021. Wow. So almost a year this has been in the works, and they've already been talking about it. It's almost like they just needed a catalyst to get people to motivate. Weird. Let me show you what they were talking about back then. Tell me if it sounds familiar. Washington. After years of failed attempts to pass reform's background check bill, two senators think they have a path to agreement, at least one key component of a deal. Well, what is that, you say? Specifically, they want to clarify who is required to register as a federal firearms licensee, or FFL, just like what's in the Senate bipartisan deal. That's weird. And thus conduct FBI checks on a buyer before selling a gun. The senators say an ambiguity in the law has enabled unlicensed sellers to transfer weapons to dangerous people who skirt the background check system. It's almost like exactly what they've been working on since 2021 found its way into the bipartisan gun bill. And if you thought I was crazy, which I wouldn't blame you because this couldn't happen on a political level, let's look at the other guy who was leading these negotiations, Murphy. Murphy, senators, reintroduced Background Check Expansion Act to reduce gun violence. That's March 2nd of 2021. Well, that's weird because in the gun bill, the bipartisan gun bill, there's a provision about increasing background checks on 18 to 21-year-olds. That's weird how both the negotiators found ways to fit their pet projects in here. Isn't that odd? I know. 2 times is just a coincidence. Well, I'm going to show you a third, guys. Check this out. Lindsey Graham pushes red flag bill to curb gun violence. What was the date on that one? August 5th, 2019. Now, Braden, this is a whole lot of coincidences. I know, but there's another familiar player showing up. Check this out. Graham said he would soon introduce a bill with Senator Richard Blumenthal, Democrat Connecticut. That's weird, because he was in the negotiations as well, and he's a staunch gun controller. To create a federal grant program to help law enforcement work with mental health professionals to take action when needed while ensuring, quote, robust due process and judicial review. Does any of that sound extremely familiar to what they just rammed through the Senate and what they just rammed through the House? It's almost like they had these pet projects on board and they just waited for an emergency or a crisis or a catalyst in order to get people on board with them. Because for some reason, all of these measures that just fit in the bipartisan gun control bill didn't work on their own back when they were all set up in 2021 and 2019. What could have changed, I wonder? And now that brings me to my next point here. We're going to push forward with our gun rights. We're going to push forward the Second Amendment. We're going to pass it along to the next generation with or without these rhinos. Now, I'm not advocating for voting for these people ever again because it's clear this was a preconceived, planned idea. However, when you're talking about your local things, when you're talking about your local races, the only way to get these people out is to take action at your local level. We had a huge win with the Supreme Court yesterday. That is a massive win. This part right here, kind of sucks to take an L on it. I'll be honest. But when you're looking at what just happened in the Senate and you're looking at the checks and balances in the Supreme Court, one can only wonder how long until what they just rammed through the Senate and the House and Biden's about to sign into law is going to be right before the exact same Supreme Court justices who say, hey, that due process provision, it ain't cutting the mustard. And that's what I've got for you guys. I'm not giving up. I don't want to see you guys give up. I know we're in this together, and I will see you tomorrow morning on the Bullet Points. I'm Braden. See you later.